Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Broke But Paid. We back up in here. If you haven't hit that bell notification, y'all haven't subscribed, what you waiting on? Hit that bell notification so you can be notified whenever I drop more videos. But without further ado, we're going to get right into it. The difference between a simp and a gentleman. Quite frankly, I put it is a simp does everything with him with the possibility of him getting sex afterwards. Nothing he does is genuine. A simp does everything because he thinks he's going to get sex at the end of this. So if that means buying cars, that means buying jewelry, that means if they're taking you on trips, taking you out shopping, this is what makes him a simp. Because he would do all of these things, spend thousands and thousands of dollars, just because at the end of the day he's looking to get sex out of it. When you can do the same thing, if you wanted a prostitute, just go buy a prostitute and you come out way cheaper. This is the truth. But this is what makes him a simp, because he doesn't really like you. He's doing all this. He feel like he has to spend money because he wants sex at the end of the day. That's what makes him a simp. A gentleman does things, but just because that's the right thing to do. If he's a gentleman, he's going to open the door because that's just the right thing to do. When a man takes a woman out, he opens the door. That isn't being soft. That's what a gentleman does. So back to a simp. So let me give you an example. A simp will literally take a female out, take her overseas. That might cost $5,000. Buy all these extravagant things. What I mean by that is clothes, purses, jewelries, paying bills, and he's doing all of this simply because he's either getting sex from her or the possibility of him getting sex from her. This is what makes him a simp. So he will literally spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to have sex with this woman, when 9 times out of 10, she has another dude who's not spending anything she's giving sex to anyway. She's just using you for your money. This is what makes you a simp. And a lot of these women out here on social media doing all this extra stuff because they're coming across more simps than anything. So they think every dude is supposed to spend his money on him. And if you don't do it, here's what they say if you don't do it. If you broke, just say that. No, I'm not broke. I'm just not going to spend all my money on you. That makes no sense. Now, this is your girl, and y'all in tune. Y'all been together for a minute. There's no problem with that. If you're a man and that's your girl, you're supposed to spend things on this because that's your girl. But at the end of the day, if this is just a woman you know deep down in your heart that you're just trying to have sex with, that makes you a simp. Why are you spending all this money when you literally can go get a prostitute for a third of the price and do the same thing? This is what makes you a simp. See, a gentleman will do things just because that's just the right thing to do. A gentleman may take you out to something nice, but on the first date, he's not going to spend all that money on you. Because whatever you lead with, is what you got to continue with. So he might be a gentleman. He might take you out on a nice date, but the date is not going to be $5,000-$6,000 trying to impress you. Because at the end of the day, he's trying to get to know you. So why would he spend all this money on the first date when all he's really trying to do is get to know you? Only a simp does that. A simp does that because he thinks that's going to impress you. And at the end of the day, he thinks that's going to get him some at the end of the night. Have you ever seen these videos why these dudes, they get extremely mad at the end of the day when they go out there and they spend all this money on this girl and they find out she still ain't having sex with him? Oh man, I done seen it all over the internet. She all type of bitches. She all type of hoes. They'll kick her out. They'll make her catch a flight back home on her own. The reason being is because he's a simp. He feel like he was cheated out of the deal. The only reason he was spending his money in the first place is because he wanted sex out of the deal. So when he did get the sex, things go downhill from that. So you got to understand what the difference between a simp and a gentleman is. And there's more simps out here than anything else. And the reason there's more simps out here because women push this agenda. Women want money. So women push this agenda that, oh, if you ain't spending money on me, you broke. No man likes to be called broke. So what does he do? Especially if she's a real cute female and she's real super bad, he already got his checkbook out. That's just what it is. And I don't like this quotient that if it ain't tricking, it ain't tricking if you got it. It don't matter how much money you got, it's still tricking. Tricking is tricking. You can't say, oh, because I got the money and I don't care about it, it's not tricking. No, it's tricking if you got $5,000 in the bank account. It's tricking if you got $500,000 in the bank account. It's tricking if you got $5 million in the bank account. Tricking is tricking. And you got to understand that. And the reason I say that is because, speaking on me, I've never been a trick. I've had homeboys that were, but I can't speak for the next man. And I'm not going to down the next man either. I don't know how it feel to be a trick. You know what I mean? If I'm spending money on you, it's because I like you, not because I'm trying to have sex with you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? If a woman is going to have sex with you, she already know it in her head that she's going to have sex with you. You don't have to spend all that money. The only reason you have to spend that money if she didn't already vetted you and she know you're going to spend that money. She's already vetted you. Because the first thing a man does, he leads with his bank account. He leads with how much money he got. So if that's what you're leading with, guess what that woman is going to do? Well, I'm going to try to make him spend some of that money on me because that's what you lead with. Me, I play broke. No matter how much money I have in the bank account, I'll always play broke. And that'll separate all the women from the girls. Because once you play broke, she don't want to do nothing with you before because all she wanted you for was money. But I'm not a simp. You can't just me just meeting you and because you bad, you think I'm finna just spend the bag on you. Or I'm finna just break bread on you. You can go over there to him with that. And there's more of those guys out there than anything. So like I say, the difference between a simp and a gentleman is simply put it like this here. A simp does everything because he thinks he's going to get sex at the end of the day. Or he may be having sex with her. You know what I'm saying? Or everything is sexually motivated with a simp. Everything. Difference between a gentleman is he might have the money, but he's doing things out of pure getting to know you and wanting to know more about you. That's why he does the things he does. It's not about spending no bag. It's not about doing anything because a real gentleman is going to see that you're trying to get him for his money and he's going to fall back if he's not a simp. So anyways, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this, man. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification, like, subscribe, tell somebody, know somebody to tell somebody, and we back up in this thing, man.